Hello, everybody. It's Daniel here, and this is our next Emotional English podcast episode where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, filled with energy, and of course, positively. Welcome, everybody. It's the time to start our next episode of Emotional English podcast. And first of all, I want to say a couple things about the upcoming events. So I will have two more events in Moscow on the 25th of January and the 10th of February. So if you want to meet and if you want to have fun during one of the evenings, so you just can come to the little Vault Cafe. It's like anti-cafe in Moscow. So it's the Chisty Prudy subway station. And let's bring some fun with yourself or just come for fun. The idea of these meetings are just to let you speak English, right? Most of the time you live in the community when people speak in Russian. And we all want people speak English because that's how you improve your skills, you improve your vibe, and how you improve your understanding. Why do you learn English? And you know what? I remember my first event when I was like 20-something years old. One of my friends, he organized that type of event in Volgograd. And I had come, and it was amazing. It was really nice and fun. I had a lot of positive emotions, and I think if you've never been to the event like this, you should come. So 25th of January, if you want to know a little bit more about the event, just send me a message to my Telegram or WhatsApp. Go to the website, emotionalenglish.ru, and check out the last events. All right. So anyway, today we're having the next podcast about how to keep track on your money and personal finance. So personal finance tips. And this is like a second part, right? So the first part was about doing things kind of manually, right? So we used method number 1, keeping track of finances manually. And today's episode is about the same thing, but we're going to use and discuss method number 2 and method number 3. So method number 2 is personal finance app. And method number 3 is money management tips, just overall money management tips for open discussion. So, let's start from the method number 2, I guess. So I use the website wikihow.com, and this is the website which is very helpful for English learners. So you can go there and check many different topics. And if you're an intermediate student, you're completely fine to read them all, and you will understand a lot. And you will improve your English language. So, or skill, right? So let's begin. Let's start our discussion with the method number 2. So using a personal finance app. And the first question is, do you understand what does it mean, finance app? So app, it's an application. Application, it's a special software for your phone, which you can download and install on your phone or iPad or computer. So it's a personal finance app. As for me, I use finance app, but I've made it myself. It means I just created the Google Sheet document, and it works like finance app for me, right? But there are plenty of apps which you can use as a good supporter, as a personal finance assistant, and it really very simple to use. So I highly recommend you to download a couple of them. Just go to your Google shop, right? I mean, Google App Store or just App Store from Apple or whatever you use, and check it out, right? So we have how many? Like 3 recommendations about these, and let's start from the first one. The first recommendation about using a personal finance app is we need to select a personal finance app that fits our needs. And this is a good construction, When something fits your needs, it works good for you. For example, I need a t-shirt which fits my needs. It means if I want a colorful t-shirt, that t-shirt will fit my needs, right? Because if it's just a plain white color and it's not colorful, so it means that, or it's just black, it means that I'm not a big fan of it. It doesn't fit my need, okay? Or my needs. So I just need to change it to something else. When something fits your needs, it works. It works for you. You like it and you're ready to make a purchase or to buy it. When something doesn't fit your need or needs, so you just don't buy it because it's the waste of your money. It will stay in your closet or it'll sit in your closet for many, many days or months or years. Who knows? For example, my example, I like t-shirts, but not all of them fits my needs because, I do participate many events, running events, and I have like more than 20 t-shirts, but I don't like the material they made of. So the material is not kind of healthy for my skin and it doesn't fit my needs, okay? That's why I like more cotton shirts or t-shirts. It works better for my skin and my sporty things just they sit in my closet for ages and I don't wear them for a long, long time, And I have a lot of them. So that's another reason why they sit there for many, many days and months. So select a personal finance app that fits your needs. What this lady is recommending us here, it's pretty simple. There are a ton of personal finance apps available, both for mobile phones and web browsers, that offer services to track, tabulate, and analyze your expenses. So we have just the options what the apps can provide us. So the first option is they offer us tracking. Tracking, it's just to track your numbers. It means you've spent 10 rubles and now you added 10 rubles on your account and the app saves these numbers. So it doesn't destroy these numbers, right? It means the track is on. The same is, just the normal watches when you are a runner, you're running your marathon. So what do you use for tracking? You're using your watches, right? The watches on your wrist and you just run and it works. It's tracking your time and your distance. How far did you run or do you run? It depends. So anyway, tracking, then tabulation, right? Or tabulate. So these apps can tabulate. What does it mean? It means arrange, right? In a tabular form. It means kind of calculate, right? So if you say 10, 10, 10, 10 rubles, it's calculated into 40. So it's a tabulation in the table and it gives you the final information, right? You can calculate this right away. And the last part is part. So the next part is analyze your expenses. So you can analyze your expenses by just clicking on things because you see all these calculations, right? All the tabulations made, and you can see where have you spent your money the most, right? So that's the analyze. These apps also offer a range of comprehensiveness, right? It's a good word, by the way. Comprehensiveness. It's just like a complex thing. When something works in a big variety of options, right, or offers a lot. So it's a range. It's a range of comprehensiveness. So it can be your notepad where you just write down all your expenses, and it can be your app for your deal maker, right? Deal making. So you can plan your deals and calculate your expenses at the same time, right? Simultaneously. Some of the apps, they provide these functions. Then what else? From simply acting as a budget creation tool to displaying all your assets in one place. Yeah. So what is comprehensiveness again in this context? Apps, they are multi-usable. You can see and you can show yourself a lot of areas. For example, if it's a table, you can see the whole table. Where have you spent your money? You can see the analysis, right? You can see, like a budget creation tool. You can make your own budget according to your expenses or recommendations, how to cut off your expenses, right? How to cut off your debts. And now when AI, artificial intelligence is working nicely, so you can use these different programs to improve your finance education. Absolutely, because they can recommend you how to spend your money in a smart way. What they recommend us here, they have like two recommendations more about this one. These apps pull in all of your financial information from bank accounts, retirement accounts, and other sources, while also tracking your bills and reminding you to pay for them. Quicken, Mint, Personal, Capital, and Pocket Expanse. Yeah, what does it mean? It means that there are many ways how can you spend your money. So expense, it means your spending. And you can add your bank accounts here. You can add your different places where you pay for your credits, like, just classically it's your banking accounts. All your credit cards can be added to your app, and the app can really serve you well with reminding you when and how much you should pay for your payment, right? Or when should you pay for your credit or whatever you have there, right? Or if you want to save money, so the app can remind you to save, right? To put your money into your account, like saving account or something. So it makes sense. These apps track your finances and work as analysis tool or tools, but don't require bank account information, envelopes, and you need a budget. What they say here, for example, the apps like Quicken, Mint, Personal Capital, Pocket Expanse, envelopes, you need a budget, and much more than that. You can just check your app shop where you buy or download for free these apps. It's very usable, and not all of them needs your banking account because nowadays the security is important, so you just don't worry about that. It's completely normal to download just a simple app to calculate your expenses and save it into a special database, and then upload it and or just do something with this to keep track of your finance, right? Completely normal. So that was just the first recommendation about this one, right? Using a personal finance app. Second recommendation, what they give us here is we should put our information into the app of your choice. Okay, guys, come on. It's so banal. Banal means very, how you say that? It means very obvious, right? Yeah, that means banal. Of course, you should put your information into the app of your choice. You decide what app do you need to use and everything else, right? If the app you have chosen requires bank information, input your information and wait for the app to sync with your accounts. What does it mean, sync? Sync means synchronization, right? When you synchronize your bank account and your app, it will show up all your expenses, all your store purchases, and everything else like this, right? But, I highly recommend you not to do this because, right now the technology level is pretty good, but the weaknesses of these apps are pretty high as well. I mean, there are so many hackers who can break into your phone or computer and just steal your data, and you don't want that. And when you have this synchronization, so the hackers, they can download all your expenses or whatever, and that's not good. Because yeah, banking system is pretty protected, but this is not just banking system. It's just an app. Somebody created this app, and this app can synchronize with your bank account, and this synchronization can leak somewhere. All right. And leak means just go somewhere else, not to your app only. It can be downloaded, it can be uploaded somewhere, and it can be just sold somewhere on the third party website. You don't want this. Alternately, or give me a sec. Alternately, yes. Alternately, input your transaction information as you spend and earn money to watch the app magically compile your finances. Simply follow the app's instructions. Okay, it's pretty banal again. If you don't have this sync option, it's fine. And I recommend you to not use this sync option. Just follow your leash and just add all transaction with your own hand, kind of halfly manually, right? Because half manually, because it works better. You are on control of your own actions, and I think it makes more sense. Bank data, it's bank data, but your game is your game, and you can control it. And hackers, they like to attack apps which they know are connected to the bank account, and their goal is not your stupid budgets. Their goal is to get this connection with your bank, this app, and to track what is the password for your bank account or something like this. So that's why it's kind of dangerous. So put your information into the app of your choice, and be careful. There are many different apps which works like scamming apps. So they try to steal money from you. So just be careful about this, right? So when you download the apps, try to download trustworthy apps. Okay. So the next recommendation goes after next. It's monitor the app's analysis to keep track of your finances. And again, we already kind of discussed it. So monitoring, it means checking. When you look and control your expenses for a month, and you see it on the one screen, you just click on the app, and then you see all the details for a month. It's the process of monitoring. So when you monitor something, you see all the data. So when you monitor the app's analysis to keep track of your finance or finances, so you see your expenses and then your income, and you see how different your expenses and your income is. So if your expenses are too high and your income is too low, it means that you live in credit. If your income is kind of the same than your expenses, it means that you are doing good. You're not losing, you're not making. And when your income is kind of high, it means that you're pretty profitable. You can save money. It's the best situation, the best case scenario, okay? So you're trying to make expenses less, and you're trying to improve your income. That's the goal of any app, right? And you don't need to cut off all your expenses. You can do it like 5% or 10%, step by step, and cut off unnecessary expenses, right? Because this is like the biggest trouble right now when we have these apps and these different places where you can buy things. You can just easily be manipulated, right? And you don't want to be manipulated. And these apps, they really help you to control your budgets and be more aware about this. So That was the number two. Yes, maybe some people are in love with these personal finance app, but I am not a big fan. I'm using just a standard Google Doc document, and it works good for me. I don't need any synchronization. And to be honest, Google Docs works everywhere. You can use it on your phone. You can use it on your computer. And I just do this once a week. So every week I go and I just add all my data to this app, to this table, and then it works. It just calculate, and I can analyze my budget month after month. And I'm doing this pretty successfully. So I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and it works pretty nice to me. You guys, I highly recommend you guys to do the same because it really helps you to analyze your budget, and you really see where your money going, right? So the next method which they recommend us is the money management tips. So there are some tips, and there are like 5 of them. It will go pretty fast because some of them are pretty banal, some of them are pretty good. So let's discuss. Tip number 1. Tip number 1, if you want to be effective here, right? So log your purchases immediately after shopping. Yeah, that's good. So when you buy something, you need to immediately put it somewhere, put this information somewhere, if you're using cash. Because, the biggest problem is cash. People who use cash, they are forgetting about adding this information. Because banking system or banking cards, they have this automatic option just to save the data right into your bank account. But when you just go and use your cash money, it means your paper money or your coins, it doesn't save data for you. So I remember myself when I was using cash a lot, I was just saving these receipts. And in the end of the week, I was just collecting these receipts and I was adding these receipts into my app. It was pretty resultative. So if you're using cash, just collect the receipts and just train your memory, and then just add all your information. If you're using your bank account, it's pretty usable. It's very nice because you can just open your bank account and see where and what did you buy and when did you buy it, right? And you can see the amounts and you can edit easily. So that was the first recommendation. Let's see what the author is telling us here. It can be easy to get lost in spending spree. Spending spree, it's like the period when you spend, right? It's a spending spree. And it can be easy to get lost in a spending spree. We've been there. Yeah, we've been there. All of them, right? When you buy a first t-shirt in the mall, so you want to buy another one, and then you just go into this spending spree, and then you're realizing, man, I've spent all my money. Not good. Yes. Ease money and anxiety by making how much you spend in your finance tracker immediately after you've spent it. Yes. Ease money and anxiety. So it's like a stress. When you easing it down or ease money and anxiety, when you easing things, when you make things easy, you simplifying the system and it's more understandable for you, and you're not scared of losing all your money because it's all tracked and you control it. When something is under your control, your mental health is better. So that's why I highly recommend you to keep track on your finances. And your finance tracker helps you immediately check when and what have you bought, right? So this way, you will know how much you have, what you have to pay, and what you can spend. Yes, thanks for analysis. A couple more things. Keep your receipts so you can comb through them at the end of the month or year. Okay, I'm not recommending you to collect all your receipts for a whole year. I think it's kind of weird and it's messy. For a month as well, I think a week is a perfect amount. I mean, this is the perfect timing. every week, early morning. You can open your little box with receipts and just put them on your table, right? Or your Google Doc sheet. So next one is try making on your calendar when to check your bank and credit card balances so you don't forget. Yeah, it's a good one. And again, maybe you just need to establish the date where you do finances, personal finance and business finances. I think this is the best. That's what I do actually. Once a week, every week I do it, and it's cool to do it at the same date. I mean, on the same day. For example, Saturday it's my day. I just do it, and it works very, very effective to me. All right, it works very nice. Yeah, that's the first recommendation. Second recommendation is track your budget, your spending by store. Track and budget your spending by store. Yes. So when you have a budget, it's your plan for a month. So if you're out of money, you're not buying things. It's easy, right? So you're not buying things when you are out of money. It's a simple rule because you live in credit. And when you live in credit, life is not working well because you're losing money. And banks, they're very greedy. They will ask you more than you've spent. And these multiple percentages which you're getting, I mean, these rates, they're going high and they make your debt bigger, and it's not good. So next, let's see what the lady is saying here. When you track your finances, when you check your finances and looking and controlling them, do you find that you are spending too much in one place? Having a budget for your favorite stores could help you spend less. Yeah, because you see what is the budget for a particular area. For example, maybe you are a Target lover and always go in. Target, it's a name of a store. If you're a Target lover and you always go in for one thing, but come out with a cart full of things, set yourself a monthly budget for a Target and mark it in your finance tracker. Yes, so that's true. It's a very good idea. So you're just setting a budget for a particular area and you're just doing this. You're just following this idea. Recommendation number 3, set up a separate spending account. Yeah. Not working for me or to me because it is not usable when you control your finances. You need to memorize, I have this bank and that bank, so many banks. I don't like this. I like to have it nice and clean on my app. And I just keep the separate, it's an account. You can create an account, but not a different bank account. That's what's important. If you're using Sberbank, for example, and Tinkoff, it's better to have one bank because it's usable. The usability is better. It's more convenient, right? It's just comfortable to use one bank, but it's up to you. Maybe you have some benefits using different banks, right? So you can do it. So the author is saying here that when you're setting up a separate spending account, you just like to shop for fun, and that's okay. It means you can spend all your money on your card for fun, and you feel okay because these money are for fun. You've planned it, so it was made for it, right? You've made that account for these particular purposes, right? But make sure your fun money doesn't mingle with your essentials. So doesn't mingle with your essentials. What does it mean? Mingling means to mix or goes hand in hand, right? Or just connected with. So when something is mingling with your main accounts, it's just super connected. And let's say you're using your main bank account with your fun account. And that is the moment when your fun money mingling with your necessary bank account or your main budget account, it's not going to happen. I mean, it's not going to make your life easier, okay? When something does mingle with other things, right? You can use this when when you mingle your friendship and business, sometimes it doesn't work. So when you mingle a different type of, let's say, beer, right? You have one particular type of beer and another one, and when you mingle them, right, it is not good for you. So you can feel very bad next day, or when you drink wine and then beer, right? So this is a mingling process. You don't want this. You don't want to mix these things all together, right? You don't want to mingle one thing with another, right? Don't mingle things. That's important. So to do this, take out of a separate bank account that only for extra purchases. This way, when that total drops, the money you use to pay the bills won't. Yeah, so the idea is it's kind of smart to not connect, not mingle with your main account, because when your money goes to zero on your fun card, so you just cannot buy things using that card. It's pretty simple, and it works. It works definitely better than just having a card which is mingled with your main card, and you just spend all your money. Let's imagine you was drunk and you forgot about that connection between your cards, and you spend all your money, and then like, oh my God, that's bad. Now I have no money. Yeah, that's true. So this trick doesn't just help you manage your fun money, but it can also help you spend less and save money. And it is true. It is true. It can, because you budgeting your expenses by creating this card, and you cannot go over it. This is pretty good. I mean, this idea is pretty nice. Next recommendation, number 4, is we should use cash whenever you can. It's very unstandard, but it is smart. And this whole banking system thing, when you don't see your money, it feels like it doesn't exist. It feels like an illusion. And I remember when I was in America, I've asked my boss, what do you think about money? And he said one thing, and I remember this. I still have it in my mind. He said, it's an illusion. It's like an idea. Money is an idea. So don't care about this much. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is an idea. But you need to know that time when I was there, I didn't have any bank cards, right? I used only cash everywhere. And cash is good. I like the idea. I like the fresh smell of your bills. But people, they like comfort. And they like to just swipe the card and have fun, right? That's how it works. And comfort and usability is a winner. So we need to use cash whenever you can. Why we should? Let's check. Tracking how much money you're spending can be difficult when you are not holding it in your hand, like I said. So opt for using cash when you can. What does mean opt? It's just choosing, right? Please do this. Opt, right? That's what it is. Opt. So opt for using, just use your cash when you can. Swiping a card takes no effort at all, but handing over your well-earned cash can make you second guess on essential purchases. Yeah. You remember that feeling when you were kids and you're like standing in front of products you want to buy, but you have a limited amount of money in your pocket or in your hand, and you're making decisions, right? You can save it for next, or you can spend it right now, and you can change your mind. But when you can just swipe things up, so this is kind of less productive, I would say, if you want to save things. And banking system know this. Banking system knows this. They try to manipulate. One more statement here. Try the envelope saving method by labeling envelopes with what you are saving for. For instance, one could read concerts while another says new wardrobe. Every time you get a paycheck, slide $5 into each envelope and watch your fun money grow. Yeah, it is pretty effective. I've saved my first big amount on my work and travel program when I was a kid. I saved a pretty good amount of money. I've bought tickets to USA. I've bought some more stuff. I've bought the whole program, and I've got some money in my pocket. It was amazing. It worked with a simple envelope. I had been working as a waiter in one of the Caucasus restaurants, and I saved my tips, and it was great. I had saved them. I had collected all of my money into this little small envelope, and it was fat, man. It was so big, and I was in love with this realization when you know that all this money is you're saving money, so you haven't spent them, and this is a very good thing. Yeah. And the last recommendation is we should create an emergency fund. So we are creating an emergency fund. It's like a piggy bank. You know what is a piggy bank? Piggy bank, it's a pig, but it's not the real pig. It's a ceramic pig. You can, just smash it and you can crack it and you can get your money from out of it, right? And this little piggy bank has a hole on the top and you can put money there. And in an emergency situation, you can crack this little piggy bank and buy essentials. That's an idea. Some people use piggy banks for things they really want to buy to collect money. But I use it if I need like something, and this something costs a little. So you can use the piggy bank money because it's coins almost. All the things I have inside, it's just coins. And it works perfectly fine. In emergency, when you have no cash on you, so you can use your piggy bank, and it works very nice. So create an emergency fund. It's always better to be safe rather than sorry. If you get overwhelmed while tracking your personal finances, try ensuring that everything will be okay, no matter what, to ease your mind. Simply set aside a small amount of money each month for a rainy day. Rainy day, it's an idiom here, so it's a bad day, right? Rainy days, it's the days which are not very good. Maybe you're out of luck or out of money, and you can use your piggy bank for fun. They recommend us here to ease our minds. It means to relax, just to do something with our mind and relax. And how to do this? You can create this emergency fund, and you will ease your mind automatically because you will know that there is a fund. Fund, it's just literally a place where you put all your money in, like a little box, which you can use, and you'll be safe. And safety is an ease for your mind. Most financiers recommend saving at least 10% of your income for an emergency saving each month. Yes, and you see, so this piggy bank shouldn't be very big. So 10% is well enough for an emergency. And I've heard the recommendation of 5, I guess, half of the year, right? So create the pillow box of 5 of your salaries, normal salary. So it means almost half of the year you can live normally without stress because you do have some savings. It's a very good feeling when you're out of money. You just live normally for more than half of the year because you do have savings and you feel good about it. You feel amazing because you are thinking in advance and you know how to live in this crazy, collapsed, manipulative world. You save your ass with savings. That's it. So let's read them all one more time about the naming. So log your purchases immediately after shopping to your app or manually. Track your budget, your spending by store. Track and budget. Sorry about that. Your spending by store. Number 3, set up a separate spending account. Use cash whenever you can. And create an emergency fund. So these are all beautiful recommendations for us. And this is it. So thank you all for being with us today. It was a very nice and pleasurable moment. So if you guys want to visit my emotional English events, just go to the website emotionalenglish.ru and reserve your seat, or just simply check what kind of things I have on the website. Right now, it's kind of under construction, but some things are working there well. That's all for today. If you do have some questions, or if you want to say something about our podcast, just send me the message to my Instagram. It's Instagram/bondarison. And then you can just direct me a message to my WhatsApp or to my Telegram. You're always welcome, and thank you for being with us today. Enjoy your English learning process and have fun. I see you very soon, and enjoy your effortless English learning. Bye-bye.